Oh, well, I've just had a massive day mentoring a bunch of fantastic business who are trying to discover what's going on in the world around Microsoft, specifically AI, Copilot, and all of that stuff. And I just really wanted to share my thoughts on this one. A lot of people are talking about Copilot AI. Microsoft's going through Microsoft Build, and they're announcing stuff all over the place. There's a lot happening. There are more announcements than you can poke a stick at, and they're coming thick and fast. So if you're out there and you're a business owner or even someone working in a larger business, you're freaking F out, right? You're freaking out at what this is going to do and how it's going to change um, the way we work. It is going to change. It's going to impact you all. I don't care whether you're using the Microsoft ecosystem, Google, Facebook, or just trying to avoid technology in general. It's going to impact everyone. It's going to change everything. That is quite literally out of the bag, and there is no way in hell sod is going back in. Now, so in this conference that I went, that I've been part of the last few days, there was this wonderful fellow by the name of Mike Rhodes, and he asked the question and said that, look, there's a lot of people worried about, will AI replace, will take it my, and he came back and said, no, AI won't replace you. The humans using AI will. Just think about that. It's not my words, that's Mike's words. That's what he came up. And it's just it's something, it's of everything that I've experienced in the last couple of days. That's the one thing that has really hit home. So the mentoring day that I did was to a group of people who are all using Microsoft 365. They're all using the platform and want to understand what's going on in that. And based on Mike's words and understanding what he said, led me to this point of saying that as a business owner or as a manager or leader in any industry, right now, your job is to learn and understand what this stuff can do, how it works, how to integrate. Don't leave it to the technologists to tell you. It's too late. Your job is to understand what is possible, right? You don't necessarily have to know how. That's not your job. That's not what you have to do. Don't get freaked out trying to learn how to take advantage of it. That will come. You'll get others, you'll hire others to do this, to take advantage. But do learn what's possible, what it can do, because that's going to give you the language to ask the questions to get others to go and solve these. You want to use AI to build an app, and I demonstrated this multiple times today, to build a workflow, to build a chatbot, to create something, to create content based on a few words. That's what it's going to do. The other thing that I'm loving seeing with what Microsoft's talking about with Copilot, especially in the Microsoft 365 space, is the fact that it's going to have this grounded in, going to know a lot about you and the organization. There's here of the semantic index, so it understands context. And that's really where I think a lot of this stuff is going to really explode. There was a lady in this particular one of these sessions, and she helps customers understand the ingredients and things within products. And she was saying, "Oh yeah, my job's pretty safe because the machines are, um, take over in this. It's quite hard and nuanced. There's so many different permeation variables." I said, "That's exactly what these large language models are good at." And I challenged her to say that if you've got access to a bunch of this content, you've created all these rules of how to understand interactions between these ingredients and such like, and what's contained within them, behind the certain codes, etc., and everything that's in there, then you've got an opportunity to work with people to go and develop a plugin to that source of knowledge, to that knowledge base that you've developed over the last 30 years, and make that available through a chatbot. Make that available through ChatGPT, make that available through Bing Chat, Copilot, and everything else. Make this stuff accessible. There is going to be opportunities to monetize this, make money, sell access apps, this source of truth, this knowledge, to transform and make the complexities of what you do more accessible. And speaking of chatbot, there's and others who have got different industries, different challenges, different problems. And they're saying, but I need to use automation to go and solve. Well, actually, maybe not. Maybe we can leverage Copilot and turn that around to, instead of building a fixed, structured automation, and that's what automation does. It's fixed, structured. It doesn't change. It's not flexible. Copilot makes this stuff flexible. So let's say you've got a challenge to go and build or create a new proposal for a client. Now, if you're like me, you probably hate doing that, unless, of course, you've got a bunch of templates, and I spend a lot of time putting those templates together. But let's say it's a new service or something that you need very specific for that particular response. It's your RFP, and they're usually very specific. So you could start with a blank document and ask Copilot, it's at Copilot, can you please create me a proposal or a presentation based on this one? Or could you create me a proposal based on this request for quotation? Go and pull that out and start creating. Use this template, our standard template, to base the structure and the formatting. Copilot will start to assemble that. Now, it's probably going to get it mostly right, but also mostly. You can then say, oh, Copilot, can you please add in these terms and conditions, our standard terms and conditions, but can you put these variations? We need to have this special clause in there. Can you please include that? Can you please validate this against Californian law using a California law plugin to ensure that we're not doing anything illegal, because we've never operated in California, right? Insane. This is what it's going to do. It's going to change everything. And our role, our goal, is to understand how we can use it to our advantage, what things we need to change about what we do, and think very differently around what we expect. What are the outcomes we're trying to? That's how Copilot. That's how AI is. That's how AI is going to change the way we interact with the world around. We've literally just invented the, or in fact, as my Satya, Steve Jobs used to think of, these sorts of things as a bicycle. Satya's comments suggested we're now moving to steam train. We're there at steam train. The stuff is moving so fast that within a few short months, ecosystems are going to be created around all of this. We're going to rapidly accelerate motor vehicle, electric vehicle, to the Starship. Just learn what's possible. You don't have to know how right now. Possible. Start pushing the boundary. Start thinking how you can benefit from this and what that's going to mean for you, family, business, those around you. 4 days immersed in the world of AI and learning about this from some brilliant minds. We're only just getting started.